So that's me just setting off from the unit. 85,000 miles, 85,849 miles. And I've got a 4.5 hour drive to get to Folkestone, where I get the Eurotunnel to cross into France. Where am I going? Well, I'm going to Ukraine. Hello and welcome to the next day. I'm in the Netherlands right now. It's been a few countries since I last saw you, and a few hours, literally about 24 hours. Drove all the way through the night. I prefer driving through the night and get more done, less traffic around. I am on my way to the Ukraine. I was contacted probably about 2 weeks ago by a friend who is doing some work for some aid charities out there, and he says they have these rolling brownouts that last for a few days, so they have enough power they can charge a battery up that would sustain them for a few days. Is there any way that these big power companies that are out there giving power banks away for reviews could donate some power banks? So I looked into it. I contacted a few YouTubers, but basically drew up a blank. So the reality is, Mandy and I have bought some power banks and electric blankets, power stations, phone chargers, all that kind of stuff, and little converters to convert the plugs and everything. Good friend Steve has also helped out. Thanks very much, Steve. Paul obviously helped out as well. Thank you very much, Paul. And good friend Scott as well has helped out. So through private donations, I've got a van boot full. It would have been nice to have more to take, but as my friend at the charity said, every little helps. So going with what we're going, we're going to take that. But that's not the real aim of this. The real aim of this is, when he was on the phone talking to me, I've been going through probably I don't know, for the last month to 6 weeks now, I've been feeling quite lost. Obviously selling the van, packing up all my stuff, going to the Airbnb, trying not to unpack, because thinking I'll build my van, it'll be 2 months or whatever, and I'll build my van, it'll be back in there, and I don't want to unbox everything, but ultimately I did start to unpack a few things. Obviously we needed to live in the van as well, so that is an element of unpacking and using things. And then obviously having to pack up again to move out of the Airbnb, to move some of the things into the workshop for everyday use, and obviously moving to Bumble as well. Has meant I feel without purpose. I feel without a home, without a placement, feel lost. Obviously then sold Bumble as well, which meant we had to get this van kind of just ready, just to at least sleep in overnight or whatever. And the whole process has meant everything that was packed up into boxes, that's now dispersed, and the boxes are a little bit unopened or open. Things got lost or displaced. So when I got this phone call off his friend saying, would you come and help out the people of Ukraine? As weird as this is going to sound, but the first thing I said is, I'm in no fit state to do that. I feel lost. I haven't got power. I've just got a bed to sleep on. I haven't got anywhere to cook or anything like that. So yeah, I don't think I'm best placed for it. And it's then they turned around and went, so pretty much just like the people of Ukraine now. And that's the thing that hit home about this, is for whatever reason, political or whatever your beliefs are, there are people just like you and I that right now maybe don't even have a bed, but they probably don't have regular power, which means they're not getting regular food down them. But ultimately, something that you and I have got that they haven't, and that's security and safety. They haven't got anything like that at the moment. They don't literally know what's going on from one day to the next. Whereas I know every day that the workshop's going to be there, or has been there, and Mandy's going to be there, and together we can do things, and you know, I can go on the internet and buy whatever I need for the next day's work or whatever, and if we're really bad we can get a takeaway or we can go out to a pub. Normality, you know, is still there despite all the other things. I'm driving across Europe right now and I'm seeing Ukraine flags everywhere, and it's really making it meaningful, because up until this point the feedback I've got from people is that I'm wasting my time and they don't believe in what I'm doing. And yeah, I don't take a lot of creed from what a lot of people say most of the time, but when you're trying to do something and it seems like you're out on a whim, have you got it wrong, yeah, it can affect your judgment. So it's nice to see that all these Ukraine flags through. I've seen them through France, Belgium, Netherlands, so yeah, it's nice. Anyway, so going back to why I am driving to the Ukraine with a van full of power banks, phone chargers, electric blankets, you know, heated socks, heated body warmers, anything really we could sort of think of that they'd need. It's because I feel like I can properly connect with that, especially after this year. This year's been a particularly tough 12 months. Lots changed. Obviously Coop's not around anymore. Mandy and I, whilst we're together, our relationship isn't the same. So that's been very unsettling. So the feeling I've got and the information that's keeping me going every day is like, you know, change is something that you can deal with, it's fine, you can carry on. You know, all these things you think of, it's okay because the stability's still there. Well, the other people haven't got that. The people of Ukraine are literally living day by day. And yeah, this is my way to let them know that I feel such a small amount of what they're going through without all the worries and everything else on top, that I think that's worthwhile helping. And that's what I'm doing. So you guys might be thinking about what you're ordering for your Christmas lunch and planning who's coming and what you're all going to eat and things like that. I'm taking power packs to help people hopefully just stay warm. We've got USB fairy lights in there and all that kind of stuff as well. So hopefully they'll have some light, they'll have an electric blanket. They'll be able to charge the phone, because these rolling blackouts, they're walking around with a phone for a light, as well as soon as the power goes out, obviously they can't communicate with family or friends or anything. As soon as the power comes back on, you know, they want their phones to be fully charged and ready to receive messages or send messages. So those are the basics that hopefully I can help a few, and hopefully they can share that with the friends, as well as, like say, the rolling brownouts. There are little community centres with diesel generators and things like that, where people can go and charge phones and power packs. So hopefully with what we're taking, it can help out quite a few people. Yeah, and that's it really. It's just solidarity to help them, hopefully in a very small way, feel like they're not in this on their own. And there are a few of us out there that do care, and you know, doing whatever we can to help. So I'm doing a mad dash across Europe. Literally drove all the way from Yorkshire, Channel Tunnel, across France, Belgium, Netherlands, just coming up to Germany border now. I'm going halfway across Germany today, and then Germany and Poland tomorrow, and yeah, get to the border of Ukraine. I do want to point out that I am working with a charity, and that charity is providing me with personal security. It will look after me, and then I'm going to spend a few days in Ukraine. My hope is that I'll be okay with cameras. Apparently they're going to set me up with a press pass, which should allow me to take my camera and film things, and then from that hopefully take you guys along with me, and show you the people and the conditions, what's going on over there, and yeah, just hopefully just give you a bit of an independent view of a subject that we all probably see on the news. But you know, the media sometimes has their own view of how it's all supposed to look, whereas at least hopefully I'll give you just how I see it. There'll be no sugarcoating it. If it all looks like it's a normal day, it'll look like a normal day. If it looks like a war zone, it'll look like a war zone. If I feel it's appropriate to give a warning about what you're about to see, there will be a significant warning. But other than that, yeah, come along if you're interested. And on that note, I've got another 2.5 hours of driving across Germany, and then I'm going to get to my park up. Don't worry, it's just me at the side of the road driving along, and I'm like, I don't like a sound. I've got a wheel bearing sound, and yeah, I've got play. All of a sudden got play in that wheel bearing. Just a tiny amount of play, but it's enough that when you brake, the wheel's shaking, you can hear it whoop, 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 as you're driving along. Ever such a tiny amount of play. I don't know if you can pick it up on there, but definitely play. So on a Saturday evening, there's no chance I'm going to get a wheel bearing. Sunday, driving across to Poland, Germany, no way I'm going to get a wheel bearing. Poland to Ukraine on Monday. So I'm just going to have to hope it makes it. So that's pretty much where I am now, right in the middle of Germany, heading towards Dresden. Just stopped at a little bit of a truck stop. Just starting to snow. Again, lots of snow around. Got snow. It's -2. Just trying to get myself parked up in this park up. That's the extra light that those side lights up top give. If you look outside the window there, see, I get to see the floor or not to see the floor. So that for me is the bonus. Like over there, you get to see the floor or not really get to see it. So I get an awful lot of light outside. So yeah, pretty cool lights. And then it's all dark. Good morning, folks. And yeah, bit of an early start this morning. It's about 7:45 now. Been on the road for about an hour and a quarter, thereabouts. Bit of a frosty night. Van stayed all right though. So had diesel heater on before I went to bed. And it was about 4:45. My alarm went off to defrost the van, thinking, you know, it's going to be all iced up and that. But no, whilst it was cold in the van, about 11 degrees, the windows weren't iced up or anything. So pretty much put the diesel heater on, had another half an hour's kit, then got up and got myself ready, got back on the road, and then I had a big shock to the system, which was €2.21 a litre for diesel. That's a lot of money. It's just about getting bright now. Like I say, just about. So it now looks like a winter scene everywhere. The motorways are clear, but all the scenery around just looks like a light dusting sprinkling of snow everywhere. It's -3 outside. It's a bit chilly, and yeah, we are on our way to Poland today. So I've still got that grumbly wheel bearing noise.
Continue straight for 1 hour and 50 minutes to A14 to Dresden, Görlitz.
There we go. So now you know where I'm going, heading towards Dresden. I've just stopped off at another services. I'm going to grab a bit of a snack. But definitely wintry conditions are continuing. -3 still, so it's not too bad. And just very, very close, 44 miles away from the Polish border, but also from the Czechia border as well. So just on the outskirts of Dresden. So doing well. As you can see from that, I've still got quite a fair bit of time to travel yet though. It's a lot of driving. Something at the time I'm like, yeah, I can easily do that. I do like driving, doesn't bother me. Maybe the fact that I started off driving through the night and I'm trying to catch up on that lost sleep, I don't know. But literally every sort of like 2 to 2.5 hours I'm stopping just to have a bit of a break. Just step outside for 5 minutes. That freshens you up. But yeah, I'm just going to grab one of my favourite snacks, which is a banana, Nutella and peanut butter wrap, and then get back on the road again. And going back to sleep, I slept fine, so very comfortable. Bed and everything's alright in the van, and yeah, last couple of park ups have been very comfortable, no issues. The range on my van says 241 miles left of fuel, and it says 218 miles to get to my destination in Poland, although I'm only 44 miles away from Poland. But I am hoping that their fuel is going to be much cheaper than it was in Germany this morning. That was a big spend. That was a fun drive, not another long day. It's now 5 to 5 in the evening. I just got to a park up. They don't obviously clear the roads or salt the roads or anything like they do in Germany here in Poland. So yeah, it's been a bit sort of touch and go getting through everywhere, but I'm here. And not so far off from my final destination now, and yeah, I think it's time to go and have some tea and probably catch up on downloading all the footage and things like that, and maybe even try and get a vlog out. I edited the diesel heater vlog just before I left, so that's how far I am behind right now. I just got so invested in getting this van and Mandy's van ready for me to go on this trip that yeah, I just didn't really prioritize editing it that much. Good morning, folks. What a wintry morning it is too. Quite impressed though, for the 3rd day running now, no condensation on the windows on the inside, so yeah, pretty good going really. Although I did leave the diesel heater on last night, so you'd expect it to give some sort of condensation or whatever. Yeah, anyway, we've got another 4-hour drive today, but that's it. 4 hours to get to where I need to get to meet the aid workers and my security detail, who are going to look after me and guide me through where we need to go and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I did sleep okay last night. Obviously this trip in the van is the first time I've slept sort of outside the workshop or anything like that, so sleeping outside again, I'm constantly worried about noises I can hear, everything's going on outside and trying to look, and the cameras are just covered in snow and ice all the time, so I can't have a look. So I'm opening the windows and having a look. And there was people outside in cars last night doing donuts all the way around the car park. I was a bit worried about the van and everything, but it is what it is. Everything's all right. So yeah, just 3 months almost of not doing, well, a long time since I've slept in a van on my own, but literally sort of 3 months since I've wild camped. So big deal, really. Surprising how quickly you get used to sleeping normally and safely. Quite ironic that I say safely as well, given where I'm going now, and people are worried every night, so see how that goes. Anyway, less waffle from me. Get my sat nav set up and I'll get going. So that's roughly where I am. I'm stuck in traffic. Looks like it's roadworks ahead that are on a hill, and it's snowing a lot. Right, so the rumbling noise and the wobble on the vehicle's got really bad now. So I've just stopped to tighten the wheel nuts just to check, and one's just snapped off. So this is getting a bit silly now. I am 2 hours away. So sit rep, 100 kilometers to go, about an hour to go. Tried doing various speeds, and this speed seems to be the one with less wobbles, albeit there is a noticeable wobble. Well, there was before I stopped and before I tried to tighten the wheel nuts. Yeah, I didn't know the wheel nuts could snap like that. It's got a lot worse. There's a fuel stop services coming up in about 4 kilometers. So I'm going to stop off again. Every time there's a bump in the road, I'm just worried it's going to jar something. Right, so I made it here, despite obviously all the issues and everything else going on, but only 2 wheel bolts are left holding that wheel on. One I personally snapped off thinking it was tightening it up, and the other 2 have snapped off wherever they've snapped off. So yeah, got a hotel room for the night, and now just got to try and find somebody in this area of Poland who can book it in to drill out 3 sheared off bolts out the hub and then put a new wheel bearing in. It's definitely the wheel bearing that's making that noise, and obviously it's snowing as well. It's a bit chuffing cold actually. So there we go. It looked after me, it got me here. The van behind is a rental van sorted out, and that's the van that I'm going to be taking over tomorrow into Ukraine to hand out all the stuff that I brought over. So yeah, this is my hotel for the night, and pretty cool. Well, that's where this video ends, and I'll catch you on the next one to find out what happens in Ukraine. See you later, bye.